No,
but I asked you about
we'll just do it live. We'll just do it live.
Andre,
let's just do it live.
I asked you. Okay, all right. Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I hate doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it right. Welcome to my YouTube channel, guys.
Alright, I'm on YouTube now.
I'm back with another video. We have somebody very special here with us tonight. Okay, actually this morning.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the one.
My teeth are white.
The only. The goddaddy of the year. Okay? The goddaddy. The big daddy.
Okay. I think they're getting it. They're getting
the big daddy, not the small daddy.
Alright, cool.
Andre Ashley. Woo!
You just put my government out there like that.
Oh, okay. Andre Ashley. Sorry. Anyway, so today I decided to bring you guys this gentleman over here today because I feel like we can talk about something, right? We can talk about relationships because I'm single by choice, you know what I'm saying? And he's in a relationship, right? Are you calling it that?
I'm calling it a relationship.
People call it different things, so I just want to make sure you're not just in a partnership, you know what I'm saying? Or something else. So, before we turned on the camera, I was like, Andre.
Agnes.
What is the 3 most important things to you in a relationship?
Wow, that's deep. Yeah, and you just start recording right after. It's a lot to think about. So I think for me, one of the most important things in a relationship for me is trust. I mean, that sounds very cliche, but
that's important.
But if you're not able to trust a person, then it makes it really difficult to get along with them. Like we were having this conversation earlier, you know, you meet somebody and you want to get to know them before you introduce them to your friends. I know a lot of people that kind of meet someone on like a Monday, and by Saturday you're introducing them to all your friends. Maybe they're very trusting. Maybe.
Yeah, like they just trust immediately, like immediate trust, like insta trust.
Yeah, no.
It's insta trust.
That doesn't work for me, but it may work for somebody else.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like I want to make sure that I get to know that person on an individual level.
Yeah.
So that when I introduce them to my friends, or vice versa, like when they introduce me to their friends, we're able to have like that understanding that like, hey, this is my mother, or this is my friend, and you know, you're representing me as well, instead of the person that it's like, oh, I met him the other day and we're having a conversation
and you don't know what they're gonna do.
Or you don't even know where they work. Like, oh, you know.
Have you met somebody that doesn't even know where somebody works?
Yeah, but those are not like serious relationships, you know what I mean? Like you meet somebody, you know, you just get to talking, and you don't really like think about it, you know what I mean? Until you introduce them to a friend, you're like, what did you, oh, you worked at, oh, I didn't even, you weren't even born here? Huh? Yeah. So where
are you from?
Everything is just unraveling as you're in front of your friends and family, maybe.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I don't like that. That's not my thing.
Okay.
So I don't want to be surprised while everyone else is being surprised as well. Like, oh, they're learning about this right now.
Yeah.
Look at his face. He's learning about this right now too. So,
true.
Just building that commonplace, that trust between you two, where you have that relationship as two people, just understanding how you guys operate, how you guys function, likes, dislikes, you know, just those qualities that really makes you an individual. I want to know that about the other person as well. So I think that's like my number one.
Okay, so one is trust. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Two, I don't know. You know, it depends.
I mean, you're in a relationship, so what about the relationship that you're in is making you feel like, all right, this is something I want to be in, this is something I want to stay in? Like, what is the most important what is the most important part of your partner that's making you feel like, all right, boom, this is it? All
right, so number 2 would be like someone that I see myself with. Like, I use this terminology like most frequently, and it's someone that keeps me at my edge. So it's not like she's way too far ahead and I need to catch up with her. I need to get my life together. She's so yeah, exactly. Yeah. She's so perfect. I don't know how I got so none of that. She keeps me at my edge in the sense that, like, you know, we're in the same space as far as, like, you know, success, you know, direction in life, all those things. I don't know, maybe education, all those things. But the thing is, she's doing well for herself, all by herself, and, you know, I'm a part of her life as well, so it makes me want to do better for myself. So it's not like she's too far ahead, but she keeps me at the edge where it's like I need to constantly improve, become a better person. You know, you know, don't get too, like, complacent or stagnant. You know, just basically keep on learning and keep on growing with that person as well. And you know, the other side of that is somebody that is, like, way behind you, where, you know, you have to kind of, like, keep that person motivated and pull them along in the relationship, and that's not fun. I don't like that. That's not cute. That's not my thing. That's not my thing. So with that, that's the kind of person right there that keeps me at my edge. I really like that. So
you see a future with them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Number 3. You gotta give me like a alley-oop or something like that. You got me thinking. I don't know. Okay, yeah, I got a number 3.
Okay.
My number 3 is this. I know from, like, reading the 5 love languages.
What's that?
It's this book about relationships.
Okay. What are the 5 love languages?
Oh, shucks. You put me on the spot.
You read the book and don't remember?
No, I read the book. Like,
that's the point of the book.
My point is, like, alright, check it. I read the book and I got what I wanted from the book, and this is for me. If I need to go back, then it's like, what? Okay, I'm gonna go.
Like, that's like,
I'm gonna guess.
Reading the 48 laws of power and you don't know none of the laws. Like, what's the point?
You're not gonna remember all 48.
But at least you know 1 or 2. Like, it was 5.
I know number 1. I know number 1 and number 48. And in between, it's like, I don't know. There's a lot. It's a lot. But no, the 5 love languages are just like words of affirmation, gift giving, quality time, and I don't remember the other 2. So those are the 3.
That's crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it helps you, like, and that's a good question too, because I was about to just go into the book, but now they know what the book is all about. I like that. It's like it's a book on different relationships and how people function within the relationship. Like, for example, like, I'm an auditory learner. Like, I hear something, it makes sense to me, I learn it, it's good.
You become it.
Exactly. Yeah. But for some people, it's like, you know, they're a visual person. They need to see it for it to happen, right? The 5 love languages, it's kind of like that, but on a relationship level. It's like, gifts are not that important to me. You could give me a thing, and I'm just like, thanks, you know what I mean? Versus, like, just tell me that you care about me. Tell me that, like, you know, oh, I really appreciate you. Things like that really, like, all right, that works for me.
That's the spot.
Versus for her, like, it may be like, you know, just a small gift, taking her out to dinner, showing appreciation, of course. But, you know, just making sure that, like, you give her something that's meaningful. It's not just like, I picked this up from the gas station. I saw this Twix bar and I thought of you. Her primary thing is just quality time. And her secondary thing is just like words of affirmation. Like, you know, we're on the same page. We're doing our thing. You know, all those things. So I think that's it for me. Like, I learned recently, like, words of affirmation is just my thing. Being the auditory guy that I am, she's showing that she cares about me, and I'm like, keep that going, you know? Hell yeah, I like that. But, you know, the fact that she's saying these things now, I'm like, hell yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's my 3 things right there.
Okay.
That's my 3 things.
What are my 3 things?
Yeah, what are your 3 things?
I think love.
Hold on.
Yeah, okay.
But you're by choice, not in a relationship.
Yes. Oh, so, you want to know why?
Yeah.
I'm not in a relationship just because I'm not ready. Just because I understand, like, relationships, like everything else, is work. You know, like, you have to be available mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually ready to be with somebody, and that's not something light. And I just feel like right now I'm invested in too many things. I can't be with somebody on the level that I'd like to, you know what I mean? Just because I hold myself to like a certain standard, like I'm not gonna be in a relationship and just be like that girlfriend. I'm gonna be the girlfriend, you know what I mean? Like I want you to know that I'm that one. Like they're like, yo, I wish you'd do it, yo, the thing. You're like, I want, you know, that I want that to be like naturally coming from you know what I mean? Not me like, tell me how great of a girlfriend I am. Tell me how great of a girlfriend I am.
So
like,
this is like your me time.
Yeah, like
learning yourself.
Yeah, like I'm already that, but it's just like when you're not ready, you get other people, you attract other people that aren't ready.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Very true, very true.
So that's what I'm attracting right now, and I'm like, all right, so I'm back to the drawing board. Something's up with me that people feel that they can come and half-ass a relationship with me, and that's not cool.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I know that's not them, that's me, because I can't advertise for like a store for a great relationship and people come in that aren't ready for that. You know what I mean?
Very true.
Yeah,
very
so
true,
it's just like
so you're building that foundation, that area that
and because I can't hold anybody to a standard that I'm not holding myself. You know what I mean? Like I can't do that because I don't think it's fair. You know, it's at some point if you're with somebody that's not there yet, it's bullying. Yeah. You know what I mean? And if you're with somebody that's over and beyond your point, then there's like a power struggle. Right. Because they're like, no, you're gonna be in a relationship with me, you need to have 17 businesses, you need to have 7 houses, and you're not even there yet. What do you do? You know what I mean? Yeah. Somebody's gonna be hurting the other, and it's not gonna be on purpose. We want the best for each other, but it's not. We're not there yet. Right. You know what I mean?
There's no real connection that keeps you guys together as well.
I'm not there yet, and I know what that looks like for me. A lot of people don't. Like I know what that looks like for me, and I know that once I find somebody, they're gonna be like, oh, come on. Yeah. Let's go. Like it's gonna be that simple because it's like we were both working towards the same goal. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, and if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. But I'm making sure that I do my part. Right. You know what I mean? And I'm not causing somebody else to have to do extra work because I'm not there yet. Yeah. Or causing somebody to feel like, oh, she's done everything, let me just come lay around. Like that's not cool. That's interesting. That's not really cool.
I guess I never thought of it like that. Yeah. So with that, what's those 3 things, those 3 qualities that you're looking for?
Like for me, I tell this to everybody, like I don't have a problem finding love. Love finds me all the time. Yeah. All the time. I love people, so people have no other choice but to love me. Like they don't have a choice. So I'm like, okay, so and I've tried to be with somebody just because I love them, and I'm like, okay, that doesn't feel like what I thought it would feel like. So that's not it. I need more than that. Yeah. So I was like, boom. So it's not just love. Like you said, a vision. You got to be able to see them in your like the idea of what your future looks like. They've got to be in that picture. If they're not in that picture, you're once again dragging them along. Right. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yes, I want you to love. Love is super important for me. I want us to share a vision. You know, I want us to share a vision, and I want you to just be aware. Yeah. Aware of yourself, aware of your surroundings, aware of how I am and how I feel, so I don't have to continuously be like, didn't you notice that I was, you know, just be aware. Like, because sometimes I feel like people aren't aware, so that's why, like, I could be depressed for 3 months and we're in a relationship and you wouldn't even know. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because you're not aware of, like, what depression is and blah, blah, blah. Like, but if you're aware, then you could be like, okay, something's off with you. Like, you don't sound like yourself. Yeah. You don't look like yourself. What's going on? So
more like a deeper connection with that person where they're able to see these things.
Of course. And I'm like that. So I don't, and sometimes it can be overwhelming to be with somebody who's so aware because they're like, why are you always psychoanalyzing me? You know, I don't get it. Like, just let me be. So if you're the same way, then I won't feel like, you know, I'm doing too much, or I'm not overdoing it. So it's like we have the love, we have the vision, we have the awareness. Yeah. Then that's lock and key. Let's go. Okay. Like I'm ready.
I got you.
You know, I'm ready. So
what's the next one?
And that was it.
So wait, that was a lot.
Love was one.
That was a lot.
Love is one. The vision. We share a vision. Yeah. And Your awareness.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
your awareness.
All right, so that you just went through all of them just so quickly. I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh wow,
Yeah.
we just worked together so well. It's as if you thought about this already.
No, but I did. But that's the part of knowing what you want. Like if you don't know what you want, anything can show up and say, hey, I'm it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, hey.
Hey. Wait, did you think about this before we decided to record?
No, it's just like that's the point that I'm at. That's why I'm able to like not being at the age that I'm at. Like that's why I'm able to not do the things that everybody's doing at my age, just because a lot of the people that are doing a lot of crazy stuff at our age, right? The drinking, the binges, the orgies, the whatever's. That's the fun of the 20s, right? Yeah. To turn up and drink and pee on yourself and do that, like just having a blast. Like that to me is not interesting, because it's like I'm not going towards what I want. You know what I mean? Like how does that like if I'm wasting my money on alcohol, that money could go to my future. You know what like that's just how my mind works. So it's just like it helps me not do those things, because it's like I know what I want. Some of those people don't know what they want, so they're like, I mean, I might as well, right?
Right.
I got the money.
They have so much free time.
The bitches want me. Right. Yeah. And they're like, what's next?
They're
like,
not really doing much.
Yeah, they're like, unless that's as good as it gets for you. So but for me, I'm like, no, man, I'm way past bigger than that. Like, and I've done the drinking and the sex and the that. It's boring to me. Like, especially if it has no, like for me, I need to attach meaning to everything. Like, what am I doing? How does that benefit me? And that's why I was telling you about selfishness. Like I'm selfish in the sense of like everything I'm doing benefits me. Like when I tell you I love you, it's because I want you to love yourself. Yeah. And if you love yourself, then you can love other people. Right. I know what I'm doing. Yeah. I know what I'm doing. So it's just like
it's like a whole ecosystem.
It's like you gotta build it. You gotta build it. You have to build it. And it's just like you don't just do that with like monetary things. Like if you have the money, of course, like use that to amplify you and make you a bigger person and a greater person and all of that. But if that's not, what do you have now that can help you and everybody else? Yeah. You know what I mean? And I have love, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take that, help myself and help everybody else. Yeah. You know, other people have money and they take it and they help everybody else.
I got one for you. Yeah. So being that I'm in a relationship and you know, you saying that you're spending your me time right now, you're not in a relationship. Yeah. At what point, because I know the answer for me, at what point do you say that I'm ready for a meaningful relationship? That's the one right there. Yeah.
You got me.
I got you. I got you. Yeah.
You got me.
Yeah. I know for me though. I know for me. Like, I mean, I've been in a few relationships myself, and that same sense of selfishness, right? Like, I know for a fact, like, I spend the time to take care of myself, build myself up, understand like what my likes are, what my dislikes are, on an individual level. Like, I spend that time with me, just kind of. You know, it's quality time. You learn, you travel, you know, you do things with people, friends, family. And at some point I was like, all right, cool, I'm good. Like, I'm great, you know? So let me start looking around and just see what else is going on, because I'm already fulfilled as an individual. So I started looking at my family like, hey, can I spend more time with them? So I started spending more time with like my nieces and nephews, you know, stuff like that. Or my sisters and brothers, just like hang out with them for just like 5 minutes more than I would normally. Have like a different quality of conversation, because I'm good. You know what I mean? Like I'm feeling great. So let me just see what else is out here. Yeah. So with that, it was like, all right, my family is cool. Yeah. You know what I mean? And, you know, I'm not like overextending, trying to make everybody good. You know what I mean? So I just felt that it was time for me to start, you know, thinking about, all right, what does a committed relationship look like? You know, what does an intimate relationship look like? How do I want it to look? Who's that person? Yeah. Where's she from? You know, like I started thinking about those kind of things. No, and you know, it was so funny because I thought about it maybe like a January or something like that, and by July, you know, I had my head down. I'm working. I'm doing these things. I'm going to the gym, and like, you know, living my life. And by July, I met someone. Yeah. And you know, August we're like still talking. September, I'm like, hold on. Actually, back in January, I had this conversation with myself. Yeah. And you're matching those criteria right now. So it was so ill because I didn't expect it to happen. Yeah. You know, I asked for it, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I didn't expect it to happen that way. That it was just kind of like, in a very serendipitous way. Like I didn't. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I just had to throw that in there. You like that? You like that?
Serendipitous.
That was on my SAT words. SAT.
Stand you.
It just kind of happened where it's
So
like
annoying.
I found myself in that situation.
Yeah.
But it's definitely what I asked for, and it kind of speaks to what we're talking about as well. It's like you have to be ready for these things to happen, and whatever you ask for, you're gonna get it in a way, shape, or form. So just be very mindful of what you're asking for, and that's me. That's when I figured out that's when I wanted to be in a meaningful relationship. What about you? At what point?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think for me, as of right now, the timing is not what I'm. You know what I mean? I'm not like 100% on the timing, just because once I hear it, you know what I mean? That it'll cause me to like whatever I'm doing and put my what? I hear that love. You know what I'm saying? Like you hear it. You hear like the person. It sounds like it's coming from within them. Because I think for a lot of times I'm always like, okay, so if you love somebody, okay, you don't poop on their bed. Right? Like I feel like I'm always in a place where I'm teaching somebody, like, and I don't feel like I want to know that that's in you. You know what I mean? I want to feel like that's in you. It's not like something I have to like coax out of you. That shit is annoying. That is so annoying. Like if you love somebody, you're not supposed to steal their cousins. Okay? Like I feel like I'm always doing this. I'm like, I want to hear that that's already in you. You know what I mean? So if at whatever point for me, I'm ready for that person. You know what I mean? That I hear and I see and I feel that person is actually there and it's not just talk. You know what I mean? There's no timing for me, because then you'll be aware of the situation that I'm in, and you'll look at yourself and you'll be like, okay, how are we gonna do this relationship? How are we gonna move forward? You know what I mean? So together, because I want to be with you, and you want to be with me. How are we gonna work out? Because you can't, like, you know what I mean? I can't meet you and expect immediately like, okay, we're getting married. You know what I mean? Like, no, like you have to see where you're at and where I'm at and how the relationship's gonna work, because we want to do it together. Right. You want it to happen very naturally. Yeah, very naturally. And it's just like, if I set a time, like, what if I'm 30? Because if you set a time, right? Like, let's say you're like, okay, by 35, I'm going to find him. That's it. And it could happen. But if it doesn't, you know what I mean? If it doesn't, that's when the depression comes in. And you're like, damn, but the clock is ticking. The ovaries are crusty. The whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, whatever you think about when you're in your 30s. Because I've noticed that, like, after a certain point, women are looking at other women and they're like, they keep going to their friends' weddings and stuff like that. And they weren't even thinking like that. But now when they see their friends doing it and blah, 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 they start getting depressed. Because they're like, oh, damn, where's my Prince Charming? Oh, damn, where's my man? Oh, damn, blah, blah, blah. And then you go to the doctor's like, listen, time is ticking. So you better get your biological clock. But then women in their 60s have babies. So it's just like, everybody can say a lot of things. But you have to know what you want. And stick to what you want so you can get it. And then once you get it, then you can figure out all the other shit. Like, you know, and it's like, to your point as well, you don't want it to be forced as well. You want to make sure that when you meet someone, you're ready for that person as well. And you know, it's not like an instant relationship type thing where we started, where it's like, hey, and that's why you have to be aware. You know what I mean? You have to be aware. Like, it's just like, because you can have an instant connection with somebody, but if you're not aware that, okay, an immediate marriage is not going to work for this person because that's not who they are. You know what I mean? Or an immediate like relationship is not going to work because they haven't been in a relationship for I don't know how long. And it's going to take them time to get to a place where they want to be in it. You know what I mean? Be aware. You know, the funny part about that is, like, there's instant relationships and instant communication, right? Like, all right, let me put it like this. You can have an instant connection with somebody and you want to turn it into a relationship, and it's just not going there. So like, you could have like a great connection with the person where it's like, hey, you could communicate with them, you could chill with them, you can hang out with them, but like on a relationship level, no, not so much. And when you different. Exactly. When you take your time and actually learn to grow with that person and just like figure out your likes, your wants, exactly, then the relationship can actually go some. So anyway, guys, it was nice. That's how we ended it. I hope you